Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, make sure to subscribe and let's get into it guys. So today we are flying out a little bit of the F-16A while we wait for the teaser for the next dev blogs and stuff. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the effectiveness of the F-16C Block 50 that was confirmed, right? And also if it's possible that the AIM-120 could be added to it or something like that, that a lot of people have doubts about it, right? So first things first, how effective will the Block 50 be, right? It's an aircraft that, although the number is kind of scary, because the modern F-16s that we have right now in the world, the most modern ones, apart from other modifications, some other modifications, at least for US service, is the Block 50 and 52, right? So it is kind of scary to see such a modern aircraft in the game. But you have to remember, guys, that the Block 50 that we are getting is from the 90s, okay? It's the first Block 50, and we don't even know if it's going to be a Block 50 at all. It's been actually said that we might even see a different naming for it, right? So what this means is that we don't even know if the Block 50 will remain as a Block 50, okay? But remember, these are not the most modern F-16s that are currently in use right now. These are the 90s one. So how effective will they be? Well, the first thing that you have to consider is its flight performance, right? How different is the flight performance compared to the A? Well, I think the main thing about it is the new engine, right? It has the General Electric engine instead of the Pratt & Whitney one. This might feel like it's an overall performance boost on the performance of the F-16, but it's not quite as simple as that. Yes, you will see a performance boost in power, in thrust, in lower airspeeds, okay? So in a dogfight that you are flying very slowly even, you will have a little bit more of a faster response to actually get speed again. But at higher speeds, it's very similar to the Pratt & Whitney one. So it depends on how you fly the aircraft, but you should consider that this Block 50 is a little bit more powerful in lower airspeeds. But there is a catch to it. It is also heavier than the A's that we have. So we will have to wait a little bit, but it's commonly known that the Block 30, for example, is the most maneuverable, technically, F-16. It doesn't mean that and even with the Block 40 and 50, they got heavier, right? So they got a little bit less of a performance. But there is another thing that you have to consider, and that's just the way that everything is with War Thunder. For example, the Block 10 is still the one that has the best rate fight capabilities of the F-16s, right? So it might even lose to that because it uses a more modern fuselage and it uses a heavier nose, just like the other F-16s that we already have in game. So it's not as simple as just saying, oh, it has more performance, right? We will need to wait and see how it's implemented and actually test it out, look at the files and properly take a look. I would say that it probably will be better, but not by much. It's not an incredible difference that you will notice out of the gate. You know, it is more powerful, but it isn't like a whole world of difference. The second thing that you need to consider when considering its effectiveness is the sensors and weapons, right? So let's talk about that. Well, first of all, obviously it uses the APG-68, so it's a much better radar with a high PRF mode, so much improved range, and also TWS modes and stuff. So it is a much better radar, okay? And overall, this will help with situational awareness, and of course, it helps a little bit with BVR. But of course, with the missiles, which is one of the main things about this aircraft, it's only confirmed that the Sparrow and the AIM-9L will come to the Block 50, right? Which means that the BVR capabilities that the radar provides a little bit in an improved way, you know, with better detections and better modes, will not be enough to make you have more range or a better missile overall, right? So yeah, this is the main thing, and the AIM-9L will still be the same. So in air-to-air combat, it will probably be better in a dogfight, or in a general sense have more energy, but even though it has a better sensor, which is the radar, at the end of the day, it will be pretty much the same in every type of missile combat. Okay, the gun is the same, everything is the same. So don't expect a whole different world again, you know, it's not completely different from what we already have. I think the main thing that we will notice is the air-to-ground capabilities. These aircraft will have the lightning pack, the pod, together with the AIM-120's, so IR guided, right, or thermals, and of course with a lot of GBUs. So it will be one of the best cast aircraft, and you will basically feel the difference between the A's and the C on that manner. A lot better performance on the air-to-ground role. Okay, this is where I think the main difference will be, like, with these other minor differences of having a little bit more performance in certain situations, and also having the ability to have more range and a better radar. But on the radar, of course, we can have the AIM-120, right? So is the AIM-120 supposed to be added right now or not? Is the Sparrow supposed to be even in the F-16? Well, it's another thing, man. The AIM-120 is definitely the main missile of the Block 50s, okay? But the thing is, we're just not ready for those missiles yet, okay? Yes, the Block 50, a lot of people are saying, some of them are saying that the Block 50 could carry the Sparrow, some of them are saying that it couldn't. They are looking into it. If it's confirmed that the Block 50 could not use the Sparrow missile, the block number will just change to like a Block 40 or Block 30 or whatever they want. So don't worry, the AIM-120 is not going to come in this patch. And I mean, should it? I don't know. Like I said, I don't think we are ready for that yet. And do you really think that we will see only the Americans receiving the AIM-120? When it's added, every country in the game will receive a competitive missile close to the AIM-120, right? So at the end of the day, my line of thinking about the F-16 Block 50 is that it will be basically the same with minor differences, with a step up in the performance, in the radar, and a big step up in the air-to-ground, making it the perfect overall step up in performance and in the meta before we get to the AIM-120's of the world. This is my opinion on it. We're not ready for the AIM-120's yet, I don't think, but just a little thing. Where is the AIM-7P or MH, right? Of course, if you cannot add the AIM-120 right now because it's too OP, add a better version of the Sparrow. One that has data link, one that will have an ability to actually, even though it has the same energy as the normal Sparrows, at least get to longer distances in a BVR to kind of close the gap a little bit between the R-27s and the Sparrows missiles in the BVR arena right now. Anyway, this is my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys, see you.